Hey guys, it's Squid. Welcome back to the channel. How is everybody doing this afternoon on this members only live stream? I decided I needed to do more members content, and this was kind of the perfect thing because I have a lot of new members. We kind of took out the trash a little bit. What's funny is like we have people that still think they're friends with me that were never friends with me, for one, but secondly, they still think they're friends with me in other chats and stuff, and it's so funny to me. Hey, three awesome dogs, how are you? Tammy Pearson, how are you? Shelly, King Bob. Oh yes, don't forget to hit that like. How is everybody doing? Renee's Retro Relics, how are you? What do you're afraid to ask what means? Hey Patrick, glad you're doing okay. And hey Missy, long time no talk. So I have a lot of new members, and I realized that not a lot of you know anything about me. So when you see me say or talk about certain things, there's one, you may not understand the why, and secondly, the thumbnail title, my Chiari journey. So a Chiari malformation. I'm gonna get I had a bunch of stuff up. I was reading. What got me interested in it was I was reading a new. I was reading an article on a new a new surgical approach, and it was super interesting to me. So this is what the MRI that you see in the thumbnail is my MRI prior to surgery. Hey, King Paco, how are you? And King Bob, your queen is here too. Tell her I said hi, and ask her how she is doing. So, we're gonna go to, hold on. I know, I'm just gonna go to my neurosurgeon's website because I like him. All right. So this is my surgeon's website. So my surgeon was a specialist. So let's see if he has the actual definition of a Chiari on here. Come on. So this is a Chiari. I will make this a little bit bigger. So Chiari malformation is a congenital structural problem at the base of the skull that affects the brain and spinal cord. In fact, it's not a malformation of the brain at all. More accurately, the lower portion of the skull, known as the posterior fossa, is too small to accommodate the brain, the lower portion of the brain. Basically, my brain was too big for my head, for lack of a better. Marcus King, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Also, thank you so much for the Amazon gifts. They are being used. Roy, I did get it. Your what you got is sitting next to my sink and is being used every day. So what you got, Roy, what you got me holds all of the cleaning stuff for the sink, and it keeps it all from getting the countertop gunky. So basically, my brain, the line that's in the MRI in the thumbnail, basically that's the posterior fossa, and nothing is supposed to be, you draw a straight line from one piece of bone to another, and there's not supposed to be anything below that except for your spinal cord. Well, 7.5 millimeters of my brain, 7.5 millimeters of my brain tissue was herniated down into my spinal cord. So this results in a compression of the brain stem and spinal cord. It is the compression of the brain stem and spinal cord that is primarily responsible for the symptoms. We have learned that even a minimal protrusion of the cerebellar tonsils can cause symptoms. So I had this. So here's the symptoms. Chiari has always been classified as a rare disease, and it officially recorded to occur in less than 1% of the population. Yeah. Like, so these are all of the symptoms, and I will tell you what symptoms I had before and what symptoms I was gaslit. So I was gaslit for years by multiple doctors saying it's all in my head. Your depression is causing this, like it's anxiety. And no one would take me seriously. So that is part of the reason that the minute that someone is gaslighting me, like the gaslighting me is like another YouTuber telling me who I can and cannot talk to, kind of a thing. Like Mr. Squid doesn't even tell me who the hell I can and cannot talk to. So the idea that somebody that I don't even know or have never met in person or don't talk to tries to tell me who I can and cannot talk to is like, like, I think you're evolving to have a smart ass. The brain moves south. So headache. I had a headache every year or every day for 3 years, at least 3 years that I like every day. I called in sick to work. I had FMLA for headaches. And they weren't migraines. They were worse than migraines. It's my wife messed up and let me name her new female baby bearded dragon. Hello, Clarice. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and it's like I no one can tell me who my fiance doesn't even do that. Like I would, yeah. And it's like, y'all just stop. Like I can talk to whoever I want. Just because people have a problem with it doesn't mean I do. But that's beside the point. So headache every day for 3 years. Imagine you hear those migraine commercials of like, if you have headache day 15 days or more, you think of that and you're like, a headache 15 days or more per month. Who has that? I'm over 1,000 days in a row with a headache. Like yeah. Like if I treat it with Tylenol, she asks what I put in her coffee. Oh my God. And I know you're joking. That's the only reason that makes that funny. Dizziness. I still get dizzy. I was at the gym today. That is something that I had. I had it all the time. But no one could ever tell me why, because it didn't appear to be a vestibular problem. It had to do with the fact that I was crushing my brain every time I turned my head. Just, there's a couple people trying to do the same to you. Like, I don't know. I'm not married. We're kind of in it's not that we're never getting married. It's just we're kind of in that, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. Like, we've been together living together for almost 5 years. Like, we're like, if it ain't broke, I ain't trying to fix it. Like it's, at first I was frustrated with that, but then I'm like, it is what it is. Nausea. Could not figure out why I was sick to my stomach all the time. All the time. Facial pain, didn't have that. Arm numbness. Walking down the grocery store aisle and your arm goes numb. I thought I was having a freaking stroke. Arm tingling and arm numbness kind of go together. Like, I had a personal trainer that all of a sudden, like, he dropped me as a client because I threw, emphasis and quotes, threw a kettlebell. I was complaining that it was too heavy, but I would never purposely throw something. My hand decided that it wanted to open up, and I was not telling it to open up. I would be that kind of person where I'd be writing, and so speaking of things that are uncomfortable, speaking of Squid Goes writing, I did, your girl had art therapy this morning. So, like, you think something causes you anxiety. Art therapy causes me more stress than anything else in life. Anything else. But it is better than sitting on someone's couch or sitting in front of someone on a computer and having to tell them everything about your day. Oh, ow. How is she doing? Is it new or is it you've known about it? And yeah. I appreciate you asking. A friend of mine had what Squid had, just had surgery last year. She has a lot of the symptoms listed. Yeah. So how I finally got diagnosed was leg numbness and leg tingling. I was doing the CrossFit Open in 2020, which was actually in 2019. Weirdly enough, whoever planned that whole do the 2020 Open in 2020 had amazing foresight. It's stuff why since you have a child, both of you will do a will. So something part of being military is I've had a will since I was 19 years old. And so has Mr. Squid. It needs to be updated, but at the same time, like, you know, we at least have something in place. I was doing a deadlift and I had to change my own weight at the time. And I went from like 95 pounds to 135. If you've ever, like, I can deadlift, like, I haven't worked out in a month and a half, except for some walking on a treadmill. And Tuesday I deadlifted 155 pounds, 5 sets of 5. So like a 135 pound deadlift is nothing. And I couldn't feel my feet. And then all of a sudden I couldn't feel my legs up to my knees. And I was like, I thought I had a pinched nerve. So I went in and I finally got a brain MRI. I love it. I love it. It's so good to be back in civilization and back at a gym. Oh my God. I've been going to the noon class, so there's only like a couple of people, but the person who was in class with me today, and today was really all like, it was a assault bike and then mobility. So it was 30 minutes of assault bike and then 26 minutes of an assault bike and then 30 minutes of mobility exercises. And it was so great. I needed that so much. My back and abs need to be stretched out. So I finally got a brain MRI, which I was supposed to get a brain MRI from my neurologist because of my migraines. And they took the brain MRI in like November. November. They on a brain MRI, you can see down to about C4 or C5. They saw the first syrinx, which if I bring up the picture that is on the and I had some stuff to do right before this, so I did not get as much prepped as I wanted to. Like, I knew what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to do, but actually getting the links and the pics up, I did not do everything that I wanted to do. And I have to go in crop it because it's got my name on it and stuff. So give me 1 second. Canva. Let's just open up Canva. Let's see. Uploads. So this one. So on my brain MRI, I'm going to blow it up so it's going to get kind of creepy. And if you've ever read an MRI, this is how I also found out that I had I had a cyst in my nasal passages, which is one of the other reasons that I'm always congested. And I always you see me cough a lot because I have pretty much like benign cysts in my nose. Like, figure that one out. Along with a deviated septum. Figured that one out too. Whoopsie. I did not need to do that. There we go. Hi, baby. Hi, honey bug. Oh, you want a yogurt? Okay. Thank you. Hugs? Hugs. I love you. Thank you. Girl, here. Wipe your face. Wipe your face, please. Oh, you got a little on the ground? Oh, thank you. You're so polite. She got a little yogurt on the floor, so she's taking her washcloth and why isn't it showing? Okay. There we go. I have to do this where I'm not going to dox myself or anybody else. There we go. So this is the portion of my brain that is not supposed to be there. And you can see down 1, 2, 3. And then if I brought it up, yeah, about C4. So this right here, this dark spot is not supposed to be there. That dark spot is not supposed to be there. Those are cysts. So the MRI and the radiologist never saw this. That didn't seem to be a problem. These were the problem. These were the issue. And he wanted to see more because where there's something, there's probably more. And going into that, he never saw the Chiari, but he wanted to see more. So what did I do? Working at a hospital across town, when I saw the radiology report, because they put it in your, it's illegal to go into your own medical record. But when I saw what was posted on the VA's site, I saw that the radiologist wanted more. So I messaged my neurologist and was like, hey, the radiologist wants to see more. Can we get more imaging? Okay. I advocated for myself. You know how this crap's supposed to work. Angel, you just had one. She has a problem of when we get one thing, all we want is that all day. And we will not eat anything else all day. All we want to have is what's brand new in the house. Wow. Girl, and your lunch is out on the table. Your lunch is on the table. I promise it's there. I put it there myself. And this mofo's response to me, and this is one of the reasons I hate doctors, and I tell everybody, get a second opinion, or she's got a whole freaking meal sitting out on the table. Like, she has a whole meal sitting out on the table. And she wants yogurt instead. So, hey, Sticky Widget, how are you? So this mofo writes me back. We will talk about it at your next appointment. I worked in a hospital at the time. I had been working in that hospital for 5 years. When a radiologist wants to see more, there's a reason. I was sort of dating a neurology resident for a little while, but that's neither here nor there. When a radiologist wants to see more, never question why a radiologist wants to see more. You just say, yes, sir, and do your damn job. So if you ever look at a radiology report and your radiologist is like, I want this view, I want this view, and I want this view, and your doctor says nope, file a complaint, because that's what I did. My follow-up appointment, this was in November when I had this brain MRI done, I think. This was in, I believe, November. And it was like, y'all, they wanted to wait till November 12th of 2019. They wanted to wait till 6 days before Christmas to do my my follow-up appointment. So discussing a follow-up appointment, and then at your follow-up appointment, discussing this, and then later till they get you scheduled would just delay stuff. Patrick, you got jokes. Yeah, I know, right? It's like being back in the military again. Don't question anything. I question everything. Can I see who called, please? What are you doing? Oh, no. Oh, here you go. It's Grandpa. Hi. It's Grandpa. She has my grandfather's old phone. So I put it on parental controls where she can FaceTime Grandpa. So she can listen to music and she can FaceTime Grandpa. And that's the extent of what she can do on that phone. So, like, it's better to let her do that than try to, she'll fight and cry because I won't give her my phone. So, I like the Apple consent parental controls like that. But I filed a formal complaint. And I'm like, so I filed a complaint with Patient Advocate. And after that, they told me all of a sudden, or I wrote my neurologist and I said, just a heads up. I filed a formal complaint. I am going to, I explained the situation and I was like, I'm not stupid. I work at a hospital. I actually work at a larger hospital than this. I worked at the biggest hospital in the state of Wisconsin, by far. I know how this is supposed to go. I work with neurology patients. I talk to neurologists every day. This is not how this shit's supposed to work. And all of a sudden the nurse writes me back and she's like, he's going to schedule your MRI. But it was like, then I wrote her back and I was like, no. And I've always been, you think I'm sarcastic and I'm straight to the point now. You should have seen me then. I wrote back and I remember writing everything in neurological, in medical terminology to prove that I was not stupid. I went there. But I was also like, this is not a threat. I am not threatening you that, if you don't do what I want, you're going to be fired. This is a courtesy. I already filed the complaint, so there's nothing you can do about it. You are fired. I'm just giving you the courtesy of letting you know that you're fired. I want a new doctor. And they were like, okay, fine. Is there anything we can do? I was like, no, y'all have done enough. Y'all have done enough. And I need to go back and find these messages because the VA doesn't delete anything. And I'm sure looking back, they are absolutely hilarious. But it was 2 to 3 weeks. Nothing happened. I got a call from Patient Advocate and they asked me a bunch of questions, but nothing actually happened. And all of a sudden one day, I didn't work on Tuesdays. I had off. My schedule was 4 9s or 4 9s or 4 10s at the time. And I had Tuesdays off. So I literally was sitting there on the couch, got a headache, just kind of sitting there. The head of neurology at the VA in Milwaukee calls me. And I'm I didn't expect a phone call from not just neurology, but the head of neurology. And it's 8:00. He's like, I think I know what's wrong with you. How quickly can you be in my office? Excuse me? You know what's wrong with me? And he's like, yeah, he's like, I think you need to come in here and we need to have a conversation. And at that point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my God, I'm dying. And so that day at lunch, he skipped his lunch to have a meeting with me. He looked at my MRI And like, I didn't look at the images at all. And I'm not a radiologist. I just looked at enough x-rays and MRIs of my patients to start to learn what I was seeing. Like, I'm no expert. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose, but I can look. I've seen enough things and MRIs to like at least know what I'm looking at. And like I said, I have multiple books on the brain. I have medical dictionary right there. I have my my OT books are down there. Like, I have my lymph book is behind the brain book. Like, I love anatomy and physiology. It's my jam. I can talk. I love so Vice's one time. Oh, bless his heart, rest in peace, sir. He was talking about the autopsy report for Sarah Boone, and I was listening to it because like I had read it myself and I had seen it on Mo's stream, but like it's one of those things of like, I commented in his chat, and it's something that I will never forget. And I'm sure if J. Katie Buck was here, he would laugh at me for this, because I was like, oh, I love when you talk medical to me. And it was the funniest comment. And it was like, you had to be there to get the stuff. But I was like, I love when people talk anatomy to me. Like, it's amazing. I love it. Anatomy and physiology is my jam. But anyway, side note, like, I literally, he brought up my MRI and he's like, do you see anything wrong with this? And I'm like, this like doesn't, like, it looks crowded. I can't tell you why or what is like going on with it, but like all the MRIs that I've seen, there's space there. Mine, there's none. He goes, yeah, he takes a line and like it's just one of those things of like I have to return a text real quick. So it's like, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong, but like something doesn't look right. Like, it's crowded. He held up a paper and he goes, see that right there? He goes, nothing is supposed to be below this line. I'm like, well, damn, that makes sense. He goes, so you've been basically restricting the flow of cerebral spinal fluid every time that you move your head. And it's like every time that I'd move my head, I would restrict cerebral spinal fluid. He goes, we need a full spine MRI now. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, he goes, I think your only solution and your only treatment option is surgery. I didn't know what to do. I like panicked. So this doctor, I love him dearly. I will never forget him. He walked me down to radiology, 2 floors down. We took the stairs together. He walked me down, and the clerk behind the desk, and he said, I need to schedule her for a full spine MRI as soon as possible. He goes, I need you to move people's appointments to get her in. This person like had to be like 22 years old. Like, had to be 22 years old. Maybe younger. But like, when the head of a department is telling you that you need to move stuff, you're like, this is not. She was very uncomfortable. So they got me in like 3 or 4 days later. but it wasn't to the point where it was an emergency, but it was like, he goes, we need now. So I had about, they ended up only doing brain again, cervical, thoracic. They did not do lumbar. So I don't know how many. I can't see past L1 in the full spine MRI or the MRI. I can't see past L1 because your lumbar vertebrae are the biggest because they're weight bearing. So, but there was approximately 15-ish of those pockets scattered throughout my brain. Like my spine just was loaded with these dark circles. And I'm like, that's not normal. That explains the numbness, the tingling. They are called syringomyelias or syrinxes. So basically fluid-filled cysts that we still don't know because the VA now will not do another full MRI like they did before, or, spinal MRI. So I don't know what permanent damage they did. But in February of 2020, they took a piece of my brain, or took a piece of my skull, removed the dura, which is the layer that covers your brain and protects it. So basically, I had cerebral spinal fluid leaking out everywhere, almost as if I had a cerebral spinal fluid leak. And they put a patch on my brain and then covered it all back up. Did not put the bone back. Emphasis on did not put the bone back. So there is a spot right here that is a plate, but it is not, there's no bone. I kind of wish they would have let me keep the bone, because that would have been a fun, like, only me would have been a fun, would have kept that, because, I'm morbid like that. It is a patch. It's titanium. However, try going through TSA with a plate in your head. It's fun. You ever think TSA beforehand, or before all this happened to me, I thought TSA were a little scummy. Things were a little but when you go through the scanner and all of a sudden your brain or your head pops for something, and they have to go, instead of telling me to move my hair, they go like this. And I'm like, I don't like, no, that's not how this works. Yeah, I wish I would have had the forethought to ask to keep it. But yeah, it's a mess. So basically, I had a headache. So when you cut open the dura and all that cerebral spinal fluid comes out, you know how the headache you get when you have a concussion, how it's kind of like the worst headache of your life? Try having that for about 30 days till your body regenerates that cerebral spinal fluid. And here's the kicker with that. After the age of 30-ish, not everybody's the same, that's just general, your body does not produce cerebral spinal fluid as fast. I can't remember the exact numbers. I would have to look at the research, but like it doesn't produce it as fast. So I had to lay down, I want to say a half an hour every 2 hours. So I could be up for 2 hours, had to lay down flat for half an hour. The worst experience of my life. But I get a headache once every like 3 days now, unless someone gives me a headache, which is an actual thing. But going back to these symptoms, I love how he lays it out. He's great like that. All while I was working at a hospital, and my coworkers thought I was faking it. When fellow healthcare professionals don't believe you, you feel isolated as fuck. So that's one of the other reasons that I don't mind being on my own and doing my own fucking thing, because I am so used to it. Because people suck. I'm not a people person. And I realized that once Vices passed away, like Vices was what made me see the good in people. After Vices passed away, like I came to this realization like yesterday that like I hate people. I hate people. People try to make you do shit that you don't want to do. Like they act like they're smarter than you. Like, my girlfriend had to have a shunt fitted to remove excess brain fluid with a magnet valve. It's fun. She had, it's like, I'm glad that I didn't need a shunt. However, that would have been the next step. So, arm pain all the time. I still have shoulder pain, still have weakness, leg pain. So this is one of the gaslighting things that people will do. When you're in the gym or you're walking and your feet start to hurt, what do people instantly think? Your feet or your shoes don't fit. Your shoes don't fit, or you have the wrong size shoes. I went and got fitted for running shoes. I went through barefoot runners, those Vibram things. I tried like 4 different kinds of tennis shoes. I got them from anywhere from Kohl's to TJ Maxx to the most fucking expensive shoes you can think of. You can only go through so many pairs of shoes before someone is like, it's not the damn shoes. So if you ever feel like someone's gaslighting you, there's a good chance they probably are. And like I say all this is because like I am part of the reason that I have this channel is I originally wanted to be an advocate for those who don't have a voice. Give people that strength to ask for a second opinion, and that it's okay. And like if you don't like your healthcare provider, whether it's a PT, whether it's a nurse, a doctor, like you can ask for a new one. Sometimes personalities just don't match. Like sometimes personalities just don't match. You have a different communication style. They don't explain things well. Or they explain things too much and you're like, I work in healthcare. Stop treating me like I'm stupid. It's like, yeah. Patrick, you got it. You're hilarious to me. You're hilarious. It's just one of those things is like, never be afraid to ask for a second opinion. And here's the problem with like the way things have gotten. I strayed away from why yeah, good luck if you have that crappy VA clinic situation. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Moosey, if you ever like feel like something, well, you're in the UK, so I don't know how exactly that would work with them paying for it. It's like, I don't know, but it never hurts to ask. Even if you like, I don't want to change doctors, but I want a second opinion. Like y'all, we need to normalize asking for a second opinion. It's just we have to normalize this. And I've strayed away because things got dramatic, and it was nice to have lots of people in chat and all of that. But I've strayed away from why I actually started this channel. And it's all of these, yeah. This right here too. Yeah. They just want money and get it. And they also don't have the time because, now they're given, it's like the more, we had one doctor that like, he had a transcribe or a medical transcriptionist or whatever they're called, a scribe, follow him around so he didn't have to type his own notes, because the more patients he saw, the more money he made. Simple as that. Super shitty. Super shitty. It's so all of this, like, to this day, one of the reasons that I don't do long streams, besides the fact that I don't have the attention span, is I can't sit up for that long of period of time. Like, I sit on the couch or I have to lay down. Like, I will go and lay down on the couch because I cannot hold my head up for that long. And if I have to hold my head up for that long, I get a headache. Make it all make sense. Oh, I know. We've talked about this. I just find it hilarious. Like, I was mad for a couple of days that, like, I felt betrayed. And at the same time, it's now as I'm like, who the fuck do people think they are? Who the fuck? Like, Mr. Squid doesn't even tell me who I can and cannot talk to, let alone some random fucking people on the internet. No offense to y'all, because y'all are my ride or dies. But, like, there are some people who will try to tell you what they think. And it's like, no, motherfuckers, that's not how shit works. Like, take Bruce, for example. He tried to tell me what to think and how to think it. And he tried to threaten me into not doing certain things. That didn't work out so well for him, because he's just a random fucking person on the internet. So to this day, I still have balance issues. Like, I will turn a quarter and have to grab the wall. Like, yeah. Like, I think we're moving past our banana phase. I'm not sure, though. She didn't look at me when I said it, so there's that. Oh, yes, and I will be doing another members only live stream where Musi and I will be doing where Musi will be giving me a reading live. It should be fun. We've done it before. It should be fun, but this time I'm giving her, like, last time she withheld some stuff to tell me in private, and this time I'm giving her the whatever comes to you, let me know. I don't care, because I'm an open book. So, like, the reason I have to I don't this one's gonna be short. I don't think anybody has actually, like, understood what I've been through and, like, why I started my channel. It's one of those things of, like, I've strayed away from what I originally wanted to do. Yes, I love talking about sports. I love talking about court cases, sometimes stupid drama. However, it's one of those things of, like, this is why I started a channel, to talk about things that I didn't hear anybody else talking about. The only other people I've heard talking about this is some doctors and some therapists, but none from the patient side. Nobody who had the experience of working with neuro patients and hearing patients saying, I don't feel safe walking. And then understand from the patient side what that actually feels like to not know if your feet are going to be underneath you when you walk. I can't feel my feet. I can walk. I just can't feel my feet. So I don't know if my feet are actually going to hold me up. I don't know if they're going to be jelly. I don't know if they're going to be strong. I don't know. It changes minute to minute. That is one of the reasons that I shift around in this chair. One, this chair is cheap as fuck. Not gonna lie. This chair was like $60. When I was balling on a budget. If you know, you know. It's one of those, I was balling on a budget. It's just one of those things, like, I And Patrick, you crack me up. You crack me up. Yes, this right here. I watched YouTube laying on a couch with a stack of pillows behind my head. I have a pillow that I carry around the house like a freaking toddler. I have to sleep with this pillow. If I do not sleep with this pillow, I do not get a good night's sleep. No. So, hey, Hazel, how are you? See, here we are with the third one. I guarantee you, I go out there, her meal is still there, minus like 2 bites. Oh, Angel, hold on, baby. Mama got to check. Oh yeah. And hey, guys, on that note, I gotta go do mama duties. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You eat that, and then we're gonna go change your butt. I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I will do more members only stuff because I have strayed away from what I originally started this channel. And I smell. So I will be back tomorrow talking about Justin Baldoni's lawsuit versus Blake Lively. He didn't file counterclaims. He filed in a completely different suit. And I want to see how his drama matches up to her drama. And if how the facts are interpreted and if shit was made up. We will get into it. I just wanted to give you all a little background because some of you guys are my ride or dies. You've been here since I had like 50 subscribers. And then a lot of you got gifted memberships or decided to join up, and I have not given you members only content. So I figured that we'd start with who am I and like what have I been through that makes and shapes how I think, because we all have personal experiences that shape who we are as people, and how we react to things. I do not handle being gaslit very well because I was gaslit by people who are supposed to be smarter than me for years. So the minute I get gaslit or intimidated into not saying something, like I don't deal well with that. So that is part of the reason that you have seen me react certain ways on streams when people say things, because I have been gaslit for years. So the instant that I feel like someone's trying to gaslight me, I have a problem. I have a problem with that person or that, like that's part of the reason that I had a huge problem with Bruce, is because not only was he just a fake ass person, but like he tried to portray like he was your friend and like try to lure you into like, oh, I'm just trying to help you. He ain't your friend. He ain't nobody's friend. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Like that mofo has no friends. He will F you over the first chance he gets, like some other people. But that's neither here nor there. It is when you get gaslit, light a match and watch it blow. Yeah. But on that note, I gotta go. Y'all have a good day. Mama's got a mama. I also have to fold laundry, cook dinner, and put together a bench because if you know, you know. I appreciate everybody hanging out. It was a good stream. We got to talk. We'll do another live stream probably next week. I am cutting down the cases that I followed. Oh, and if you're looking for me on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it these days, I deactivated my Twitter account because that's cesspool of human trash that hang out. No offense to the people who have accounts, but like if you see the people who post day after day after day after day, numerous times a day, it's like, what the hell else do you do with your lives? Like, do you not have jobs or not have families that give a shit? Are you addicted to your phone? And I'm just like, no. I'm eliminating my social media as much as possible because people suck. And I've come to the realization that I hate people. I love y'all because y'all are my people. But people in general, people suck. So if you ever feel like you're being gaslit by a medical professional, I am not a doctor. I am not your doctor. I am not your therapist. However, if y'all got questions on it or need resources, I have 6 years of experience on dealing with doctors every day. I might be able to help you out. Email me. If you know, you know, it's on my page. I love y'all, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.